Stop blaming everything else for where you're at. 80% of the time, the agent takes no accountability. Consistency is everything. Your goal is to get to a 9 out of 10 every single day. It's a long game, real estate. It's why most people don't make it, because you don't make a lot of money usually in the first couple of years. What's that one thing that makes you the most successful agent in your office? The 8th thing that agents need to stop doing right now. Agents, welcome to the Get Keen podcast, your #1 destination for learning how to get the most out of your real estate career. I'm Dan Lee, founder of Plum Property, one of Queensland's largest independent real estate offices, and Plum Partners, where we've helped dozens of agents create, run, and grow their very own agencies. On Get Keen, I chat to high-performing agents, principals, and agency owners, so you have the tools, strategies, and insights to grow your business and live the best life for yourself and your family. Now let's get keen. 87% of all real estate agents will quit this business within their first 5 years. 87%. And it has nothing to do with the market, the interest rates, or the commission splits. It's because they're being silently sabotaged by their own habits. There are 10 specific business killers, I like to call it, that are so subtle, so ingrained in the average agent's day that you probably don't even realize they're destroying your GCI from the inside out. Number 3 is why you're constantly inconsistent. Number 7 is the reason you're terrified of posting on social media. And number 10 is the single biggest mistake that separates the agents who make a living from the ones who build an empire. In this video, I'm going to expose all 10 of these career-ending mistakes, and I'm going to give you the blueprint to eliminate every single one of them starting today. If you're serious about not just surviving, but dominating in this industry, then you can't afford to miss this. So, the first thing you need to eliminate right now is number 1, stop playing the short game. Now, when I talk about not playing the short game, you know, a guy I did an interview the other day with Pat Ivey in my last episode. Go check it out. Amazing interview with him. Very successful agent. He's been selling for about 10 years, doing about 130 deals. And he said to me in that interview, Dan, I like to go for the high-hanging fruit. And I said, what is that? And he goes, well, Dan, every agent is chasing the low-hanging fruit, the short game. They're looking for the quick catch and kill win. They're scrambling for their next listing, and they want to get it sold. They want to get that commission. They're just scrambling for the next low-hanging fruit. He said, I've never played the game like that. I've always gone for the high-hanging fruit. The high-hanging fruit are the potential clients that you don't know when they're going to come on, possibly 6 months, 6 years, but a long time from now. They're not selling now, but in order to get those clients, you need to be consistent in building a relationship and nurturing them over a long period of time. And however long it takes for those people to one day sell, the relationship that you build in between that time when you meet and when they sell means everything toward whether or not you're going to get an opportunity to work with them. So when I say don't stop playing the short game, you need to have a vision when you get into real estate that most of the work that you do today, the hard grind that you do that feels like it's never going to pay you back, it does pay you back, but it usually takes a number of years on average to actually end up as money in your bank account. So it's having a long-term vision. It's not needing delayed gratification every single day or instant financial reward. For example, when you're first getting into real estate, you're actually working just as hard as you are in your 4th or 5th year in real estate. It's just the difference between the amount you're making is completely different, totally different scale. Because you're actually getting paid in year 4 and 5 for all of that hustle and grind that you do in years 1 and 2. Stop playing the short game. It's a long game, real estate. It's why most people don't make it, because you don't make a lot of money usually in the first couple of years, and you need to be in it for the long term. The number 2 absolute career killer is stop being inconsistent. Please, agents. This, in my opinion, if there was a so-called silver bullet in real estate. And people talk about what's the silver bullet all the time. What's that one thing that makes you so good? I'll tell you what it is. With every single successful agent out there who makes millions in GCI, it is consistency. It is the ability to wake up every single day in, day out, rain, sunshine, tired, not tired, stressed, not stressed. Doesn't matter what's going on in their personal life, they put their work first. And when I say that, of course, there's times when you're sick or your family member is in desperate need of your time because they're sick or need to be somewhere. But work comes before 95% of daily problems. And they don't let all those little things and their feelings get away into showing up every day. And that is the most important thing. You know, I think an agent who works 70%, like a 7 out of 10, but does it every single day at a 7 out of 10, is likely to do better than someone who does a 9 out of 10 3 days a week. Consistency is everything. Your goal is to get to a 9 out of 10 every single work day, and I guarantee you that you will be the most successful agent in your office. The third career killer is this: stop blaming everything else for where you're at. I hear it all the time, especially when agents are on the down, like they've had a bit of a run, they were doing okay, and now they're in a bit of a rut. And you say, what's going on? Why are you in a rut? What's happening? You were doing this 12 months ago, 6 months ago. And I have these conversations all the time because I am a real estate coach. 80% of the time, the agent takes no accountability. They say things like, the market's just really tough at the moment. This other agent in the area is discounting the commissions really bad. I've just had all these things happen at home that, are stopping me from getting to work on time. There's a million other excuses, but the reason is never they've taken the foot off the pedal, that they have stopped being consistent, that they have put the importance of regular grind to the back of their to-do lists every day, and they blame everything else for their shortcomings. You have to stop doing that. The best agents out there in Australia are accountable for how much they do, no matter what is going on in their lives or what other things are out there that they can't control. Focus on what you can control and stop blaming everything else for where you're at. The fourth thing that you need to stop doing as a real estate agent is taking people on the phone for granted. I see it all too often that agents, when they're busy or when they're just not in the mood, they get through their 30 calls or connections in a day and they didn't actually make the most of those conversations. Guys and girls, in this day and age, it is becoming harder and harder to get people on the phone to talk to you, and when they are on the phone, people have less and less time. You have to take every call seriously. You have to take every single call as a potential opportunity and not just that low-hanging fruit. Play the long game. Have meaningful conversations with every single person that you can, because that is where the business is at. Too many agents are just calling back a quick inquiry, answering their question, and hanging up the phone. Too many agents are calling people back from open homes and saying, do you like the property? Yes, no, thanks for coming, and hanging up the phone. Too many agents aren't even calling back their past clients who are their most raving fans, and taking those relationships for granted and taking those calls day to day with people on the phone just for granted and just ticking the box to say that they made another call, but they're not making the most of it. Stop it. Stop taking people for granted on the phone. Their time is precious. You need to make the most of it, and that's where you're going to make the most impact as an agent. The fifth thing that agents need to stop doing immediately is stop looking for the easy way out. I'm seeing this more and more as time goes on, and there's more and more of this AI narrative playing out. Not saying that AI is not going to play a massive role in our industry and every industry, but So many agents are trying to do things like, oh, I'm just going to set up this bot that's going to make my calls for me. Let me ask you a question. If you've received a call from an AI, what are your immediate thoughts? It's stuff this, I don't want to talk to a robot. The gap between how long it takes for them to respond. They don't even ask you the right questions yet. Look, this kind of stuff, it's not all where it needs to be to make the human impact yet. As well, sometimes you can see that emails which should be personal have been slapped through ChatGPT, and people are becoming aware of the type of script and writing that ChatGPT can do. So guys, when it's personal, make it personal. When it's a call, it's got to be you or one of your team members. Email newsletters just basically being ChatGPT'd with a, give my suburb 10 reasons why people like to buy here. ChatGPT in an email, bulk send out. That is just absolute garbage, and it's not going to get you any respect from people on the other side. I think in today's age, like 10 years ago, if you actually writ 10 reasons why people love your suburb and it was by a year, people would read it. Now it's mostly just ChatGPT, and no one's got time for this stuff, right? So you have to get even more creative, and you can't take the easy way out. I think where things are going, people are going to appreciate more and more actual human interaction. So stop taking the easy way out. Real estate is a relationship game. And one day robots will do more and more. But I think the more they do, the more people appreciate the relationship side of things. And if you stop doing the relationship side of things, you'll stop being good at it. So stop it. Stop looking for the easy way out. Number 6 that agents need to stop doing right now is going to bed late and skipping the gym. It is something that where most people are, including myself, I have my shortfalls, but the reason I put this one is because I got so much more disciplined about 18 months ago about going to bed early and going to the gym in the morning, which is the time where I can definitely do it every day. And I do it 5 or 6 times a week. And it has absolutely changed my life in terms of energy, in terms of appreciation for the day, in terms of feeling like I've actually accomplished something even before I've gone to work. And I actually drive to work happier, more in the mood, more ready for the challenges of the day, rather than going to work like, oh, it's just another day of work that I've got to get through. And that is not how I want to live my life. And I don't think any person should want to live their life like that. You want to live your life enjoying every single day, because it's a journey that we're on. And I'll tell you that going to bed earlier and getting to the gym in the morning has completely changed my mindset and for the better. And a big part of it, being able to go to the gym, is going to bed at a reasonable time every day and not getting stuck on Netflix, binging till 11:30, 12 at night. I used to do that. I hardly watch any TV anymore at night, only a bit on the weekends, because it's just not worth it for me if it's going to affect my energy for the next day. So stop it. If you listen to all the high performers of agents, I'm telling you, you go listen and talk to them, ask them. The best agents, the Alex Jordans, the Tony O'Dohertys, the Alex Phillips, you talk to them and ask them what time they're in bed. It'll be 8:30, 8 o'clock. They're up early. They're not binging or doing, looking at screens till late at night. Okay? So stop that. It's going to be good for you. The 7th thing that agents have got to stop is worrying about things that you can't control. And this actually goes for everyone in life. But focus on real estate agents here. What are the things that we can't control? We can't control the market. We can't control whether more or less people are going to come to open homes based on economic circumstances. We can control potentially the price that we've got on a property. So if you're worried about the market, if you're worried about things not selling, then worry about the price on the property, because that's something that you can potentially have an effect on, right? You can't have an effect on people's minds at home going, oh, I might sit on the fence and not buy anymore. But you can control, or you can influence the price that an owner is putting on their property that is going to help it move. So worry about that, but don't worry about the overall market conditions. Stop worrying about a property not selling if the owner just will not listen to you. You know, if you've given them all the advice you can and they just won't change, don't worry about it. Just move on. Think about something else. As long as you feel like you're doing your best to control the narrative in the correct direction, give them the correct advice, you're controlling the fact that you're giving them their weekly reports, you're showing up to open homes, you're doing your best, you're giving them great advice, you're having the hard conversations, but it's not moving because they're not moving their price, then stop worrying about it. You're doing everything you can. Move on to the next thing. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the content. Just quickly, if you're interested in knowing what it might look like for you to own your own real estate business and brand, then that's what me and my team do. We help agents to create, run, and grow their own agency and brand so they can earn higher commissions and set up a better life for themselves. If you're interested in what that might look like, just click the link in the show notes and book a call with me or one of my team members, and we'll find out whether or not this is a good fit for you. Now let's get back to the episode. I had an agent in my office a couple of years ago, and they had this auction lined up, and it was going to be a busy auction. He had it in his mind where it was going to be set up outside. Well, a day before the auction, a big storm's rolling in for the next day, and he just couldn't get it off his mind about worrying about this storm coming to the auction and, you know, should I cancel it? Should I move it to the next week? You know, it's got to be tomorrow. One of the buyers said that they're thinking this whole thing's just the biggest disaster, and it's just something that he can't control. The storm's coming. The auction's booked in tomorrow. Changing it is a very drastic move for some rain. You know, this wasn't a Category 5 hurricane. It was just a standard city storm, some fairly heavy rain expected. And this agent was just banging on about it, just not knowing what to do. I kept him up all night. Turns out the rain didn't even show up at the auction. It was a cloudy day and everyone turned up and the auction went fantastically. And I don't even think if the rain came that it even would have affected the outcome. You know, there was plenty of space to put the auction inside. And it was just a classic case of seeing someone just ruin 24 hours of their life. And I'm telling you, that agent did no other work between the time when he found out about the storm and then the time that auction finished. It was more than 24 hours. It was probably 28, 30 hours of their time just spent in complete worry about nothing. And we're all guilty of doing these sorts of things sometimes and occupying our mind with things that we can't control and that actually don't even matter. And it's a big reason why you see people become inconsistent, because they continuously worry about things that are going to happen in the future they can't even control, that they don't even know will happen, instead of just worrying about the present and the best that they can do right now to make things happen in the right manner for them in the future, rather than worrying about the future. So a huge one. You know, I think this makes this is the greatest strength of really good leaders, is just not worrying about things that they can't control. So lead yourself in the right direction and just focus on the things that you can actually have an impact or an influence on. Okay? You can control showing up to work and making those 30 calls every day. You can't control potentially not feeling like it. You can't control potentially being tired because you were up the night late the night before with a sick child. You can't control that, you have to leave work a little bit earlier that day because you've got to pick your daughter up from something. But you can control that you will still get the work done that you intended to do in the day. And you won't say, oh, well, I've got to leave early today. I won't make 30 calls. I'll make 20. No, you'll find a way to do it. You'll find a way to hit your goals no matter what, right? You'll push a little bit harder. You'll do a little bit more the day before. You can control being consistent all the time. The 8th thing that agents need to stop doing right now is stop being self-conscious about posting on social media. Let's face it, what is the reason why so many people avoid posting, avoid getting themselves on camera, getting social proof about what they do in their business, having a bit of a laugh about their industry, or getting in front of the camera and showing off that beautiful property that they're selling? What is stopping agents from advertising themselves on social media, getting out there, getting onto people's screens, which are basically walking billboards in everyone's pockets? The main reason people don't do it is because they're just scared of what people are going to think about them. Let's be real, that's what it is. All right? Everyone is scared of being judged, scared that someone might not think that's cool, or someone might think they're being cringe, or someone thinks that they're being a show-off, or someone thinks they're a real estate agent that's advertising themselves so they're a sleazebag. There's so many things that people think other people are going to judge them for, which stops them from actually getting out there and being visible. And I'm telling you, this world is an attention business now. You have to market yourself. You have to be out there. Yes, relationships are important, of course. And I'd say they're probably more important at the root of every business. Relationships are everything. But advertising yourself brings in more relationships. It helps the relationships you have to think that you're even another level up in how professional and how good and how passionate you are about your business. So if people you have relationships with you see you active on social media, they're going to have an even stronger sense of you being the absolute man or woman that they're going to work with if they're ever going to do something in real estate. It's so important to show yourself. And it's not that hard. It's just you got to do it. You just got to get in front of a camera and talk about what you're doing, educate people, get social proof and testimonials about what you're doing, have a laugh about your industry, show some personal stuff. It's not that hard. We all know how to do it. But most people don't do it because they're embarrassed. And I'm telling you, that is an absolute shame. I just think that in this day and age, you're just cutting a massive slice out of the pie that you could have and just throwing it away because you don't want to get on camera and you don't want to show people that you love what you do and that you're passionate. So stop doing it. Stop being self-conscious. Who gives a shit what anyone says about you on social media? There are people who actually have a mental disease. It's like a problem where they need to sit on social media all day and be negative about other people's posts because it makes them feel good, right? They're drawn to negativity, saying negative things, bringing people down to their level. It makes them feel a little bit better. It's almost like a mental illness. And anyone that says something really negative on a post that is simply just a normal post about what you're doing or anything. I mean, obviously, as long as you're not doing something completely ridiculously offensive to a lot of people, that's different. But likely you're not, okay? Because you're not that type of person. You're just an agent that wants to post some stuff. And if anyone says negative stuff about agents or anything like that, just don't worry about it. And if anything, show them love. Though if you get any negative comments on social media, just throw some love at it and it'll just make you feel good. It'll make you look like the bigger person, and it's not going to stop you from doing that next post. The number 9 thing that agents need to stop doing is so much admin. Too many agents getting too busy not doing prospecting. Too many agents filling up their day with folding letterbox drops, creating an image on their computer for their next letterbox drop, wasting their time, wasting 2 hours a day looking at realestate.com and looking at other agents' statistics. Too many agents, rather than calling in a call block, they're spending 5 minutes before each call looking up details on RP data, looking for a reason not to make that phone call. Too many agents sitting on social media all day, either looking at themselves or consuming stupid content during the day when they should be punching out calls and making relationships. Too many agents handling contracts, running around, doing bits and bobs, getting keys cut, etc. Now, I get it if you're an agent that's on your own, okay? If you're an agent that's on your own, there's only a certain amount of admin that your office is going to do, and you have to do the rest. But you have to have the mindset that you're going to get rid of this admin as soon as you can. And how you get rid of that admin is you get listings, and then you hire someone who's going to help you. And if you're an agent that hasn't made that step yet, then you're always going to be very limited. You're never going to be really, really successful. You might do okay, but you're just never going to get past like a pretty basic level. And agents that maybe even have one sales associate, they're doing pretty well. I'm telling you, I know there's an exercise you can do. Write down everything that you do in a week for 1 week, like write a logbook, and then go through all the tasks and say, could I give that to someone else? Could I give that to someone else? And go through every task that you did in the week. And I guarantee you'll in that one exercise, you'll save 2 hours in your day, every day, 10 hours in 1 week. And you do that once a year, that one exercise, I tell you, that'll change your life, because you'll stop doing so much admin. You'll move more and more towards dollar productive business generating activities, and your stress will become having too many listings coming on, not where's my next listing coming from. Guys and girls, the 10th and last thing that agents need to stop doing in this day and age is stop thinking so small. Stop thinking, oh, I'd just love to earn 100 grand. Stop thinking, oh, if I could just sell one a month, that'd be good. Stop thinking that you can't be $1 million agent. I'll tell you one thing, guys and girls. I actually really believe this, that every single person who is not mentally challenged or physically challenged has the ability to be $1 million agent. Any regular person, right? Yes, I will say that some people have a more natural sales instinct, so they may find certain tasks easier to begin with. But everyone has the control of having the same work ethic. And work ethic beats talent, for sure, hands down. And I've seen some very not talented people become quite successful over time, very, very successful. Ones that I would think when I first met them, would they do well in real estate? No, not really. They don't have the gift of the gab or whatever. And they've become the most successful agents because of their work ethic. And I've seen other people that have the gift. They're just so good. They're very persuasive. They're very outgoing, and you just think they're a natural salesperson. And they don't do that well because they're not consistent. They don't show up every day. Their work ethic isn't that good. Where I'm trying to go with that is I think everyone has the ability to be $1 million agent or more. Everyone has the ability to be a business owner if they want and to lead people. You just have to put the work in. Stop thinking so small. Stop limiting your beliefs. Shoot for the stars. And if you reach the moon, that's still pretty good. You know, have big goals. Have goals that you think that's a little bit ridiculous, because even if you get halfway, it's going to be awesome. If you've got a goal of doing 400 GCI, you'll probably do 350. If you have a goal of 1.5 mil, you'll probably do 800. And if you're going to be disappointed about that 800, then good. Stop thinking small. The best agents and business owners as well, they think big. They have big goals. And if they don't hit that goal, they're a bit disappointed, but they just make an even bigger goal next time. Guys, thanks so much for listening. If you like this content, I'd really appreciate it if you drop me a like or a comment wherever you're watching this, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. It helps the algorithm, helps other agents see this educational content, and it makes me feel pretty good getting a like every now and then. So you're doing something for me, and I really appreciate that. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for dropping by. Now let's get keen. Thanks for tuning in to the Get Keen podcast. If today's episode got you thinking about starting your own real estate business and building your own brand, Plum Partners may be able to help. Book a call using the link in the show notes, and let's see if we're the right fit to help you create, run, and grow your own real estate brand. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on Instagram at Dan_Lee_Plum. Until next time, keep getting keen.